I was going to start off with a bit of advice. I'm not really very good at giving out advice. I give an example of how. I was in a supermarket and I saw this young couple wandering round, and the girl said to her boyfriend, "Have we got everything?" And he said, "I think so." And I looked in their basket and all they had was a bottle of rosé and a cucumber. And I just thought, there's no way they've got everything else they need in for a salad. And what I should have said is, lube, love. That's what you need. Lube. But I didn't. She's got to learn the hard way. But I do sometimes struggle with sleeping as well. Just occasionally I have the odd bout of insomnia, and I thought maybe I'll buy a CD and get these CDs currently that have got soothing sounds and music on. I thought maybe I'll get one of those that might help us drift off to sleep. I noticed Paul McKenna has got a CD out, hasn't he? I Can Make You Sleep. He's a very confident man, Paul McKenna, isn't he? It's not, I'll give it a bash. I Can Make You Sleep. He's also got I Can Make You Thin, which I had thought about getting because it sounded like a challenge for him. I can make you thin. Can you, Paul? Bring it on, motherfucker. But he's also got I Can Make You Rich, and I thought, I wonder if that's his happiness box set. Thin, rich, sleep, done. When I first started going out with my boyfriend, I was living in a flat where the boiler was broken and it was freezing, and he sent me a text, and the text said, if I was there, I would make you warm, I would make you cum, and I would make you breakfast. And I thought, now that's a fucking box set, isn't it? I'm not suggesting that should be Paul McKenna's next box set. I can make you cum. Can you, Paul? Oh, fuck, he just did. He's good. I thought I was giving up smoking. But I am quite practical, I'm quite logical. In some ways I've got quite a male brain, and then in other ways I'm quite girly and quite feminine, quite emotional. To be honest, I think I'm a bit of a mishmash of the genders. I mean like in a personality way. I don't mean like I've got a bit of a novel I can't explain. Does yours look like that? My friend invited me around for tea. She said, come round to mine, I'm going to cook all your favourite food. That's what a lovely thing to do for somebody, so of course I went. A couple of hours later, I was sitting on the sofa putting the world to rights, and she blurted out, just out of nowhere, she blurted out, I don't think my lady parts look like other girls' lady parts. What the fuck am I supposed to do with that? I realised the whole night had been a ploy. Favourite foods, my arse. Come and look at me, Fanny. I said, I'm not looking at it. I'm not looking at it. But if you draw it on a bit of paper, I'll have a look at that. So she drew it on a bit of paper, and I drew mine as well, and we compared them. And they were very similar, so she was much happier. She said mine was tidier. I don't really know what that means. But I know I definitely don't want to look at hers now that I know that it's messy. But it could have been worse than drawing on a bit of paper. I could have just put some paint on and done a potato print. Sometimes wouldn't even need the paint. But I tend not to see my friends of an evening because I work most nights. So I see my friends, we go out for lunch, and I really like it. I like going out for lunch with my friends. Went out with one of my friends, she's lovely, but she's a bit of a moaner. Went out for a perfectly nice meal. She complained about the food, so we had to send the food back. And I made some hilarious remark about how the chef's now going to go and wank in a soup. She came out with the best answer ever. She just went, oh, good, I haven't had sex in ages. I thought, surely she doesn't think that merely ingesting spunk is the same as having actual sex. If only it was that straightforward. You know, when you can't really be bothered, just bung it in a smoothie, I'll have it later on. Could be one of me 5 a day. But I don't worry anymore about the fact that I can't really see me fanny. Just thought, if my fanny or all fannies make you feel quite sick, sir. Is it my fanny in particular? You're just not a big fan of fannies? You're not a fan of fannies. I've got some cock stuff later on, you'll fucking love that. say me fanny anymore anyway, because I've got people for that now. Well, person. People sounds bad, doesn't it? Well, there's two. It's a job share. I can't say me fanny because me belly, but I can't say me belly because me tits. Hooray! As long as they stay, I'm all right. If they go, I'm fucked. Well, probably less so. I'm so grateful for you all to come tonight. Thank you very much for coming. I'm going to leave you on a story. Me and my fella don't really get nights off together very often, so when we do, we try to make the most of it. And went out on, we call them like a date night. Went out on a date night recently, had a curry, lovely curry, got in, put a DVD on, everything going really well. Halfway through the film started to get a little bit amorous, a little bit frisky, which I suppose is one of the points of the date night. Seemingly, we'd forgotten that 2 hours before that, we'd had a curry. Nevertheless, he went downstairs. I don't mean for a glass of water. I already told you I live in a flat, fucking work it out. The only reason he'd go downstairs is to do the bins. And that should never be a euphemism for that. Do you fancy doing the bins later on? It doesn't work, does it? No. So he went, no, Hayes. Do you know I do like that as well, like in that little stupid voice? No, Hayes. That's not how I ask him for it, by the way. No, Hayes, you go down here later on. Will you do the bin? So he was, no, Hayes. And there's no nice way of saying this to you lovely people, but I could feel a fart brewing. Nobody knows what to do they? There's no plan of action for this. So what I did, and I don't really know I did this, certainly don't know why I'm telling you lot. Similar to in the film Rain Man, I started going, uh-oh. 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 And he carried on, because as he told me afterwards, he thought I was doing an impression of Beyonce. But we've clearly not got the hang of the whole seduction thing. I think that's fairly evident from what I've told you so far, isn't it? But I walked in on him the other day and he was lying on the bed just in his pants, because you know how men think that's attractive. And he had one bollock hanging out. And I thought, I'm going to have to pull him on it. Question him on it, not pull him on it. If only they made that noise. If they made that noise, I'd never leave the little buggers alone. I said, do you know that you've got a bollock hanging out? He said, yes, I do. I put it out especially for you. You lot have been such a joy. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. I've been Sarah Millican. Thank you very much. Good night.